Talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene. Talking music, you know what I mean. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene.
Welcome to Chad's Underground Scene. We are here in San Diego, National City, checking out the underground here. There's a lot of clubs around, and there's a cool radio show with my guest today.
Hey everybody,
Lisa PunkRPrincess. From what is the radio station?
Whatever 68 Radio.
Whatever 68 Radio. She has been doing radio for quite a few years.
We just celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
10 years on that. Wow, it's awesome.
Thank you.
I was on the show a few years ago.
You were?
Yeah.
You can find that at Mixcloud too.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about music. Let's talk a little bit about the underground. You've been into music for a long time, just
my
like
whole
me.
life.
Yeah, going to shows, doing stuff.
Yeah.
So let's start with maybe back in the 80s, because we attended probably a lot of shows then, and I played
a lot of shows, but I was partying even then. Well, I don't party now, I quit, but I was partying a lot back then, so there's like a little I remember, which I hate, but yeah, I've been going to shows. When I was 14, my first boyfriend, he got me into punk rock. The Clash was the first band.
Oh, nice.
And then I just loved it. You know, I listened to metal before that. I still listen to metal now. And I listen to anything, even country. I like any music.
And they mix metal and punk.
I've gone to country concerts, I've gone to metal concerts, I've gone to punk rock concerts, of course. I go to me and my husband go to shows like, at least once or twice a month, most months.
So who are some of your favorite bands?
See all these bands here, most of them, Gag Order, Nimwit, Swift Knuckle Solution, Carpet, hey guys, Blue Heart Rambler, Robot Uprising, CPG, did I say Born to Destruct? I can't remember. Jerklock Disco, Captain Viejo, Old School, Yeasty Boys.
Yeasty Boys, I've played with them many times.
They're the best. I love those guys. I miss them.
In fact, I was just hanging out with one of their secret members,
Oh, nice.
last week.
And of course, Bad Religion, NoFX. I just went to their show last week? Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we get kind of the same roots going on, and then what I love is
David Bowie.
Yeah, what I love is like you're talking about a lot of these bands. These are real underground bands. These are bands that play in small clubs, and exactly.
And then got some good ones behind you: Systematic Abuse, Social Spit, The Whining Pussies.
Nico,
I'm sure you know most of them.
Yeah, a lot of because I play in a lot of those clubs.
Yeah, I know you do.
Where they put on, and sometimes you'll have 6 or 8 bands in a night, right?
Yeah.
Especially now with a lot of the clubs, like Doll Hut made it so they have inside and outside.
I know, I saw that.
So
I have to get up there.
There's no wasting time in between bands. You just jump right to the other band.
Just go. That's awesome. Just go from one back, front back, front back.
And then a lot of these bands are true professionals because they're doing it a lot, so they can move their stuff off stage, and the next band is in with minutes, right? You're not waiting a long time like at some concerts.
I'm sure they have. I think some of them have a backline too.
Yeah.
So
if you do. Yeah. And then some have a partial backline.
Yeah.
Like I play Maui Sugar Mill, and they don't have the amp heads. They just have the speaker cabinets. But you just bring your little head and plug it in the cabinet. And you're ready. You're good to go.
How convenient, huh?
Yeah. And then up in Hollywood, there's a lot of clubs that have the whole full backline where you just drummer just brings his sticks and off he goes.
It's awesome. Makes it a lot quicker.
Yes. So you also have done a lot of booking. You've booked bands, you've booked shows, and you have a radio show. So tell us a little bit about the radio show first,
radio show. Okay, so
because that's true underground. You really promote underground bands that
I do.
are out there trying to make it, or bands that just love music and want to be in the scene.
Right, and my friends. Just
exactly,
not forget my
yeah.
friends like CPG and Blue Heart Rambler and bands like that who are always just like really there for me, not just with the show but other things in life too. That's like really important to me that that help people act, kindness and things like that.
Right, yeah.
So I mean, what happens in my show? So the radio station itself, I built it back in 2012, and I built it because I was looking at other radio stations, and bands kept getting like looked over, and oh, we don't like this band, so we're not going to play it. And I just got tired of it. I said, fuck this shit. I'm going to do every band that comes into my station is going to be played at least one time, and that's it. And so I built whatever 68 radio so that I could do
Right.
that. So my show on Saturday mornings, I'm on Saturday mornings at 10:30, and what I do is I play all the submits that come into the station.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, I throw in my friends like CPG, Blue Heart Rambler, Born to Destruct, VFMS, and, bands
Right,
like
yeah.
that, Systematic Abuse, other bands that I like. I try to throw in as many bands that support me in the station as possible.
And that's quite a wide area, because some of those bands are Inland Empire, some are Orange County, and some are down here
all
in
over
San Diego.
and then
right?
UK,
Yeah.
I have bands in Australia. I have bands all over the world that I
Yeah, no,
play.
it's amazing. It's amazing. There's
love it.
a scene like this in every city.
Yes.
When I go on tour, it's amazing how many bands there are in all these cities that are playing gigs, and it's super cool. I mean, it's just a fun
I
scene
love
to
it.
be in. Yeah, the local
It's a
scene
lot of
is
fun.
local scene's fun all the time. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna break away since you mentioned Yeasty Boys,
Okay.
and we'll show a video of Yeasty Boys. This
Okay.
is Bozo
Hell
Bomb.
yeah. That'd be awesome. Bozo Bomb. Great one.
Enjoy the video.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl C. Boyer from KLWN News. Disturbing story. We're receiving reports that we're being attacked by a small, virtually unknown country west of Afghanistan, better known as Clownistan. It seems these psychotic clowns have launched a bomb attack, and its target is Orange County, California. We'll keep you posted.
We got a bozo bomb. We got a bozo bomb. We got a bozo. Big tops all over the place. You're gonna get hit on your
Okay, we are back.
Hey, everybody.
Hope you enjoyed that. So Yeasty Boys, let's talk a little bit about them because it's an interesting
love
band,
them.
right?
Yes, I love them. I've just been going to see them. I saw them at Doll Hut, obviously, for the first time one time. I was like, I dig this. And my husband really likes them a lot, too. And so we were just trying to catch them everywhere they played. Whenever we would go to Vegas, they would play Punk Rock Bowling Weekend
Right, yes.
at the Double Down.
Yep.
So we always made a point to go see Yeasty Boys. I remember the first Punk Rock Bowling they did not play that we went to, and they didn't play. I was like, I really miss going and seeing them.
And they played at Double Down because that's a free show.
Yes.
And they were all about free shows or really
Exactly.
cheap shows. And they're an interesting band because their band members are kind of secret but not secret.
Right.
And they're from different punk rock bands, right?
Yes.
And they get together and do this thing.
And they do crazy stuff. They throw balls around, and they throw streamers, and they throw stuffed animals. I actually have a stuffed
Right.
animal from them. It's just
and then
somewhere.
then they sing the punk rock songs, but they change the lyrics to clown lyrics.
Yes. I love it. You could hear them. I play them almost every weekend on my show.
Oh,
So
really?
they're a regular on my show. You can, and they're in our auto DJ in whatever 68 Radio's
yeah.
auto DJ, so you can, catch them in there too.
Yeah, and I'm sure you get a lot of
Oh,
requests
and
on
my
that, yeah.
compilations. They're on a couple of my compilations. So
Oh,
they're
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my favorite bands. I love them.
And just about fun, and that's what I like, right? I like bands
Exactly.
that are fun and just have a good
Me
time,
too.
right? And you can tell they're all having a good time on stage.
Yeah, you can. And you all know the video you just saw.
So your radio show, how is the format for your radio show? What do you do on the show? Is it an hour long, 2 hours long?
It varies from 2 hours to 3 hours, depending how many submits I have to play that came in. I try to do the emails once a week, but sometimes things get hectic and I can't. So sorry everyone for the emails being late sometimes, but I do it when I can, and I just send them back a message, and the ones I'm going to play, I'm old-fashioned. I write everything down on paper all the time. That's just how I do things, and then I just go off that list, make sure all those bands get played, throw in other bands that I love and my listeners love in between, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Because I know when it was interesting when I was on your show with you, because it was during the pandemic, right? So I was on the other end of the phone
Yeah.
doing the.
That was when I was doing live interviews. So
Right,
that
yeah.
was I haven't done a live interview. I think you were one of the last ones I did, as a matter
Oh,
of
really?
fact.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
I haven't been doing them but I'm gonna be back doing them again soon.
Oh, nice.
I already
Yeah.
got some bands lined up.
Yeah, because it was really fun. It was good, I think the show ended up a couple hours.
Yeah, and you did a
with
couple
the
live
music and stuff.
songs.
Yeah, and then you were playing live music in between. And,
It was fun. We had a good time. So those will be coming back soon.
And it was good for me because at that time there was all my gigs were canceled. I wasn't playing live.
Right.
All I could do was play on the internet, right?
Right.
And that came in the middle of. It was interesting because I had a tour that was canceled. I was supposed to be at South by Southwest on St. Patrick's Day,
That's right.
and I played the Saturday at a club in the South Bay, and did Irish music because it was St. Patrick's
Yeah.
Day that weekend, right?
Right.
And I was supposed to fly out on the Sunday and go to South by Southwest, and I had 3 shows in South by Southwest. Then I was leaving from there on a tour. And South by Southwest, the first show calls and they cancel. And I go, this is interesting. And then within 24 hours, the next one calls, and I'm going, well, I get one left. I don't know if I should get on this plane,
Right.
right? And
What do
and
I
then
do?
just before I was leaving, the third one calls in and say they go, it's all canceled. Everything around South by Southwest
Wow.
is all canceled.
Did you
And-
go anywhere?
and then no, I just canceled and stayed home, and
Wow.
and then slowly my whole entire tour got canceled, right? And then it got rebooked. 6 months later, they said let's just rebook for 5 months from now,
Right.
and then that all got canceled again. And I was like, let me see what I'm going to do.
I heard a lot about that. I did interviews for my anniversary show the other day, and every artist that I talked to, that was a big thing, is things be canceled because of COVID.
So then I was looking online, and I had created a show myself to go online with, and I was doing a show called Pandemic Sessions. And I would call people in another city, other musicians, or like with you, radio hosts, and then I would talk to them and ask them, how's it going where you live?
Okay.
And you watch the news, and the news was not very accurate. Right? But when you talk to somebody in another state, we were all kind of going through the same thing. They're like, yeah, we're locked inside, we're worried about what's going on, and we're just trying to be safe here, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of same city to city, and some were a little more open than others, some are closed, right?
Right.
And then some slowly opened up, and then
Everything closed again.
and then some closed again, and then some didn't. They just stayed open. And the city where I live was really interesting. They closed down even the beaches
Same here.
for a little while, right?
Yeah, they closed the beaches here too.
But then when
And the
they
parks.
opened the beaches back up, they threw in the towel and said, no, we're opening our restaurants outside.
Yeah.
Right? Because they
That
said you
happened
can
here,
open
too.
restaurants outside. And it was crazy. I went down there and I was afraid to hang out because there's so many people. I'm like, this is crazy. But it was like spring
Right.
break every week,
Yeah.
right? Every weekend there. Because everybody in LA was coming out to Redondo
At
Beach
one
to
time,
go to these
LA's
restaurants.
beaches got closed and everybody was coming down here. So I know what you mean. I wasn't going
And they
there.
were-
I
but
stayed
all these
home.
restaurants were open, so everyone's down there partying, right?
Right.
They're going down there drinking cocktails and eating their hamburgers or pizza,
After being
whatever.
locked up for a month, I think I was at that point.
And it was just a big corridor, like I said, like spring break, just thousands of people just walking down the street, going to all these restaurants and all these bars.
Insane, huh?
And they're in the street, so that you're more crowded because you're not going inside. You're all sitting right there.
Wow.
And there's just a little corridor walkway down the middle of the street.
Dang.
And that stayed to this day. It's
Yeah.
still open like
It's
that.
still like that.
Now they have inside and outside. So they
Yeah, a lot of the places here
so
kept
they've
their
tripled
outside
their
too.
capacity of how many people they can have.
Right.
And they're not giving up that outside seating.
I wouldn't either.
They're like, just go park over there. Don't worry about these parking spaces that are tables now.
They actually did a vote here in National City to keep that.
Yeah.
A lot of the.
And same in New York. My daughter lives in New York, and she's in that. All those outside areas are open.
Yep,
right?
same here. In National City, San Diego.
So anyway, so I created that show, and then I was going, it's such a shame I can't go on this tour. So what I came up with an idea. I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a broadcast of my shows as if I'm on the tour.
Okay.
So I put on a flyer, I put all the tour dates, and the cities I'm supposed to be in, and the club I'm supposed to be in. And then I have a little basement in my house that I set up, and I put a camera in there and a microphone and the whole thing, and
Nice, I love it.
and then I put stuff behind me as if I'm in the place that the gig is, right?
Right.
So I had one, it was Colorado, so I came walking in with a snowboard, because it was winter time, right?
Right.
Like I
So
just
cool,
came out
dude.
the ski slopes,
That's
right?
so cool. I love it.
And then each city I was in, so each week each
Where
3
you're
days or
supposed to
so,
be.
I was playing a gig at my house, but pretending like I was.
Pretend you were there. That's so awesome. How smart is that?
And then
Isn't it
it's-
smart, you guys?
Yeah, and then along that is when you called and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a guest for the show," and then I was on your show during. I think it was a week later after the first tour, because I did 3 tours in my house.
I think so too. It was a little bit after we all got locked up.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They locked us up.
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm glad things are open again. It's great to go out and be able to see live music, and for me
People.
to play live music as well. It's
Right.
just great. In fact, there was
Nice to see my friends and hug them.
yeah. In fact, I had to do a few. I did a few things under the radar, right? Because they were doing like we were talking about the outside seating areas, and there were a couple of bar and grills near my house that had the outside seating area, and they had everything spread out, and they had a big parking lot at the one. So I would sit off in the corner under a lean-to and play.
Nice.
and everybody would watch, and it's
That's
awesome.
so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
And everyone just sat outside, and I was just a little ways away from them because they were saying keep the 10 feet or whatever, especially
Right.
if you're singing, right? So it was
That's so awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, we missed this, right?
Oh, yeah, everybody.
And it was funny because after people saw it, they would tell their friends, and more people would show up.
Right.
And then we did a similar type of thing with my band Big Mess. My drummer set up his garage with his drum set and our PA and everything. And then he took chalk and he chalked out lines for us to stand that were like 6 or 10 feet apart.
Yeah, 6 feet apart.
And he put a mic stand here and a mic stand there, and he was in the garage. We had one guitar player in the side in the garage, and then I was outside in the front of the driveway, and then the other guitar player was in the driveway on the other side.
That's so awesome. Did all the neighbors come and listen?
And the neighbors would come, and a lot of them would just sit out in front of their house, and they would listen from their house, right?
Yeah.
And then some would sit out in the driveway and just look on.
That's so cool. I would bring out my little fire pit, sit there.
Oh yeah, and then he had one neighbor that just likes to call the police on everybody, and he would call the police every time.
And the police?
Until where the police started to come, and then they would watch us play. They'd come and say, that guy calls every
You guys
day.
aren't hurting anything.
He's calling us on somebody every day. He's
Wow.
calling because those kids are screaming in the yard because they were doing something. Man.
Sounds like he needs to move to retirement home or something.
Like, we love rock and roll music, so just enjoy, keep playing.
That's so awesome.
And
Love it.
and then they'd sit there, 15, 20 minutes, then they'd take off, and they never would come back.
That's so cool.
And we'd usually be done, right? Probably by the time they would be coming back.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
Cleaning
Yeah, it was
up.
fun stuff.
You would call again, by then you're done, so whatever.
All right,
Cool shoes, dude.
so let's break
Love
away.
'em.
Oh yeah, the creepers. These are from Posers.
Nice.
In Hollywood, right there on Melrose.
Awesome.
And that's another underground spot, right?
Okay.
They've been there since the 80s.
And where's this
And
at?
it's on Melrose Boulevard, right in Hollywood.
We're going to be going up to LA for Billy Cabrera's show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to be going up for that. We're going to get a hotel and stay the weekend, and we're just going to go trip
So
around.
go to Posers.
Okay.
It's right on Melrose between Highland and Fairfax.
Okay.
And they have two stores. One is all Doc Martens,
Nice.
and then the other one's got creepers, and then
Okay.
it has all the mod gear.
Okay,
So like those cool jackets and the
We wanna find
bondage
some thrift
pants.
shops,
Yeah,
too.
bondage pants and it's
Nice.
and that one's 2 stories.
I'm going to go check it out for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that's a fun.
We'll be down there
And I've been
tripping
buying
around.
shoes there since the 80s.
Wow.
That's where I always go to
That's
get
how
my
long
shoes.
you've been
and
there. That's
yeah,
awesome. For
And,
sure
and,
I'll
and the
go.
same woman owns it, right? She's
Oh,
yeah, she's
nice.
still there, and her daughter is there most of the time running it with her now.
Nice.
So a whole
there.
generation passed on that
I'm
one.
going to go
That's
check
great.
that out.
So, all right, so we're going to break away and we're going to watch another video. It'll be a surprise.
Yeah, let's do a surprise video.
And this is one of our fellow underground bands.
One of my friends.
Shut up with the quick dump in your Apricot been sailing now for 13 years, no eyeball. Lebanon will come up fast and come up strong, the captain. Let the light will steal the ship, sail away and toast it to our stolen world. Let's go, booze and lose them in. Sailing seas until I die. Go, booze and lose them in. Sailing seas on blood like that. One more gun to the ship. Every place that they fit a bell rung for each man, so I'll live my life. Drunk as fun, anytime, anywhere, anytime, day or night. When the captain gives the word, all hands to the guns. Let's go, booze and lose them in. Sailing seas until I die. Go, booze and lose them in. Sailing seas on blood like that. Bloodstained decks. Bloodstained decks. Bloodstained decks. Bloodstained decks. Bloodstained decks.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. All right, let's talk a little bit about booking, because you booked a lot of bands
I
and you
have.
booked a lot of shows for your radio show as well.
I have. I've done, I think it's 3 festivals. I did 3 really big festivals. I did one in Long Beach, and I've done 2 down here, and that was for the station's anniversary. And obviously, because of the way COVID was going and everything, I chose to not do one for the, I wanted to do one for the 10th anniversary, but because of how COVID was and things were up in the air and kept closing, I just said, no, I'm just not even going to bother with it. I'm not, it's a lot of work to do a festival. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. Most of you promoters out there know that. And I wasn't going to, you know, putting all that work and then it getting canceled because I didn't know what was going to happen, because you got to start, you know, a year ahead to plan something like that. And so, yeah, that's why I did the on-air thing instead, because I, you know, I was going to put all that into it. So planning a festival is a lot of work. Booking shows is a lot of work. I used to book shows at Tower Bar, Kensington Club, the Bancroft.
Yeah, Bancroft.
I used to book shows with Ian and Mumbles up in L.A. I can't remember. I booked a show at the Doll Hut with them. A couple other venues I can't even remember right now. A couple of them are closed anyway. So used to do that, and then I stopped booking because like bands were canceling last minute. Bands were not showing up.
Yeah. Oh, no,
and so it just got to be more trouble than it was worth. So I'll let the other promoters take
that's
care
not
of
easy.
that, and I'll just help them promote. I have, you know, promote them, and I'll be there, of course, at every show I can. I will be there.
Right. It's not easy to do. It's
Yeah.
because you're dealing with a lot of people and a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's
And just like
interesting.
not showing up or canceling when
Yeah.
you're an hour before you're going to be there, that kept like repetitively happening, and bands wanted me to book them and they canceled, and I went ahead and gave them another chance, and then they did it again, and it just it was like I said, I'd have other things I could put
that you
to help
put
the
your energy
scene
into,
and
like
to
the
do
radio
that.
show, right? Yeah.
Right.
That's going to be pulled off because you're just depending on yourself, right?
Right.
So Bancroft, this is a good one. That club I've played several times, and here I had a great experience there. The first time I played there, actually, I played with my friend Tracy Lee Nelson there,
Okay.
and we spent the whole night. Him and I each played a couple sets, and then we played a set together, right?
Nice.
And I was talking to the sound man after the show, and then the owner comes in,
Rob.
and he goes, how
Friend
was
of mine.
it?
Hey, Rob.
And he goes, how was it? And I go, it was great, because he wasn't there for the whole show, right?
Right.
And he goes,
He's in a band too, the Mice, so he was probably at a show.
And I go, hey, it was really good. And I go, you know what? I have to tell you also, the sound is really good in here, and the sound man that you have here does a great job, right?
Right.
And he goes, he looks at me and he goes, yeah, he goes, that's what this is all about. And I go, what? He goes, it's for you. He goes, I have this here for the musicians and all the bands to have a place to come and play.
Oh, yeah. I was
And
actually going to go do sound there for him for a couple of shows, but something came up and I wasn't able, family things happened, you know, and I wasn't able to do it, but I was totally for it until I wasn't able to.
And that's a great thing to hear as a musician or a band, right? For a club owner to give you that type of comment.
Yeah.
That's the reason that I have this club, is for the musicians to have a place to play.
Right. Rob's
their
awesome.
thing.
He's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. He's done a great thing with that venue.
Yeah. And then they were closed for quite a while, even after things were opening up.
Yeah, and then he was doing outside shows,
Yeah.
all ages outside shows. That
San Diego
fun.
was a weird one.
San Diego's always a weird
Because
one.
I was playing, Orange County was open real early. They they just said, we're not paying attention to any of this.
Yeah.
We're just going to do our thing.
Yeah.
But San Diego was very
just
closed.
never know what's gonna happen.
Things were very closed here, and
Yeah.
for a long time, and then it was little areas that opened.
Right.
And I was like, that's interesting, because
Yeah.
you'd be in a
Well, some places
you'd be in a
you
part of the
still-
city that's totally open, and then you just go a block or two away, and it's all. They're
Right.
like, don't come over here.
So there are some places you still can't eat inside. The
Yeah.
dining room is still closed.
Yeah.
Some places.
Yeah, and I even this weekend that I'm down here, I've seen a few places that have they have a picture up in the window and it says wear your mask inside.
Yeah, you just have to
Yeah.
wear your mask some places.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think we
But
should
we all
all
need to do
wear
whatever-
masks anyway, because I see a lot of people, my friends on Facebook and social media, having COVID again. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
we all need to
crazy.
do what makes everyone feel safe, right? So
Right. Exactly.
be aware of your surroundings, right? Look
Exactly.
around and see what people are doing. And
Yeah. What I do is I usually wear my mask, but then say I'm in the store and there's nobody around me, I'll hang it from my ear, and
Yeah,
then as
yeah.
soon as somebody approaches me, I put it back on.
Yeah, the one I laugh at a little bit is the people that wear it underneath their
Oh,
nose.
my husband hates that. That annoys him. He's like, what the hell?
So tell us what are some of the bands that you had at your festivals?
Some of the bands I've
It'd be
had
good
at
to
my
plug them,
festivals, let's see, Spice Pistols, let's look at the flyer, I can't remember, I'm getting old, you guys. Spice Pistols, Twitching Fingers, Steel Toe, Tim Saxon, hi Tim.
I've played with all these guys. Yeah,
This is another
yeah.
show. The Rockaways, who are an awesome Ramones cover band. Let me see, who else? Spice Pistols, I mentioned. I can't see the other flyer, but I've had special guests on. I've had all kinds of different bands. Rodents of Unusual Size, Damaged. That's a lot to think back. That's
Yeah,
many
Broken
years.
Patron Saints.
This is a show that I went to I think this was at the Tower Bar. I have both the festival ones over there and the Bancroft sticker too, of course.
And you can't forget the Whining Pussies, right?
Well, I love them. They're so awesome. Hey guys.
And they're back out playing again. I think
Yes.
they have a upcoming show soon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think did they
They're
just
not
play a
playing as
show
much.
here, or is that?
Yeah, they.
Yeah.
I think they just played one this weekend.
I
Yeah.
think so too. Here
Yeah.
in San Diego, I believe.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I was doing my radio show, my marathon, so I couldn't go. But if I wasn't, I probably would
You
have
would
been
be there, right?
I would have, most likely, yes.
All right. So, give us the information that people need to tune into your radio show.
Okay, well, you could find us obviously on all social medias. You could go to whatever68.com, and that takes you right to our website. We're on most apps. You could just Google us. Just Google Whatever 68 Radio, and everything comes up. And also, I want to mention, I also write for Punk Glow magazine. I've been there since 2013. I've written lots of awesome interviews. So big shout out to Ginger for all her hard work over there. So check out my interviews. Let's Talk Punk with PunkRPrincess. And yeah, this month I interviewed Street Preacher, a hip hop artist, Bloodstone, the Street Preacher, and I've interviewed people, artists, musicians, actors, producers, just lots of different people.
Yeah, interesting because that's kind of what this show is about too. It's underground, and underground is anything. I've had artists.
Right.
I've had comedians. I've had and all kinds of artists. Like I've had rappers. I've had punk rock.
Same here.
When in Rome.
I've
right?
interviewed Katie LaDeves, Jay Andrew, Christopher Inlow, Matt Burns, Christopher and Matt are awesome actors from out in the East Coast. Just amazing people. Michael Essington, Bob Odie, just so many. I could just go on, and I play all these people. Whoever is a musician, they always get played on the station when they get their promo for the magazine at the same time. That's whatever68.com. So yeah, and just when you get there, join us in the chat room. We just ask that you keep the chat room friendly and positive. And when you get to the website, you're gonna look at the top of the page and just click the We68 chat room and join us.
And so what time is the show? On 10 o'clock? You said
My
on
show
Saturday?
starts at 10:30 Pacific time, but however, we have a DJs on daily and all kinds of different genres of music. We have metal DJ, we have everything. So when you get to the website, whatever68.com, just click the We68 Team tab at the top of the page, and you can check out all the shows and see when everyone's on. I have an awesome team. We have 13 different DJs, 14 if you include me, and they all are amazing people and have have amazing shows from DJ Spike Pillai, who I think you know, and DJ Nomad, and DJ Anita Buzz, and DJ fucking Silver, who has the best metal show ever, and then Brandon Morningstar, Mark Ford, who I think you also know, and just lots of awesome DJs at Whatever 68. So go check out not just my show, check out all the shows, because they all rock.
And you can also stream the older shows, because I've gone.
You could find my show, DJ Anita Buzz, on the Whatever 68 Radio Mixcloud, and then DJ Silver, Brandon Morningstar, DJ Kate, and Gator, and Mario. They all have their own Mixclouds, and then I usually reshare if I can catch them, because that's a lot of DJs. I reshare them to the station's page when I get them.
Yeah, because I've gone on there and just tuned into different shows and listened to different shows. 13 DJs is a lot.
I never thought that I would have 13 DJs. It's amazing, and I love it, and I love all them, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do any of this without the team, without people like you and Bob Odie and Mike Essington and just Chris and Paula from CPG and my good friend Rowdy Johnson, and just, you know, that's what makes me go. That's what keeps me going, is the bands and the people.
And that's what it's all about, right? It's a scene where we should, not everybody does it, we should all support each other, right? Because we're all in it for the same thing. We're in it because we enjoy music, we enjoy each other's company.
And we should thrive off each other's energy,
right, that's
too.
The same. We enjoy each other's company.
Like I was telling Bob Odie, him and his wife have been a big inspiration on me, and and watching him and Balance and stuff, that's, you know, helped me. He's been such a huge inspiration. And I kind of grasp at people like him, you know?
Because it's funny looking at these flyers and these different bands. When I reflect back on when I reflect back on different shows that I've played with a lot of these bands, but also
I'm sure you have.
But also not just played with a lot of these bands. I've played shows, and some of them show up to my show to watch me, and some of their shows I show up to watch them,
Watch them,
and just hang out with my friends, right?
Like Bob Odie's Punk Rock Swap Meet is an amazing event. Have you ever been?
Which one?
The Punk Rock Swap Meet that Bob Odie does.
No.
He said he's going to start doing them again soon. Oh, I can't wait.
Where's that going to be
at? I can't really see, but it's up your way in Kagona Park, I believe. Kagona Park, is that how you say it? I think it's Kagona Park.
Yeah. Oh, Canoga Park?
Canoga Park.
Yeah,
sorry.
Canoga Park.
Canoga Park. Sorry for chopping up your city, people.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's an awesome, fun event. He has awesome bands play. Last time, Fat Mike showed up, and just like all kinds of awesome artists showed me. He had all these secret guests come, and it was just so awesome. So that's a great event to check out.
That's not too far from the Maui Sugar Mill.
Okay. I've never been there. I'd really love to go there sometime and check it out.
Yeah, I'm playing there in a couple weeks.
Okay.
It's a friend of mine's birthday party.
Oh, nice.
Grease George. Do you know Grease George? He's a DJ.
I don't think so.
He does rockabilly.
I have to check it out.
It's all about rockabilly. Yeah.
I would like that.
Yeah, he's got a couple.
DJ Nomad, I have to check it out too. He
has a couple rockabilly bands on the show. He's going to DJ, and then I'm going to open the show doing some acoustic music.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How fun. That's awesome.
And I think I'll lean toward the rockabilly because that's his favorite.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right, so I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to Chad's Underground Scene with my special guest, Lisa PunkRPrincess.
We say rhyme there.
Right, and your awesome radio show. So tune into her show. And remember, it all starts in the underground.
Support the scene.
That's it.
We talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's Underground Scene.